stuff out because it's an aggregate, right, of information that it finds online. So you definitely need a human to make sure that the data that is coming out of AI is accurate. 64 degrees right now at IAH. Galveston is sitting at 77. I'm going to check out Brenham to see if that sensor is a little faulty there. Tomball sensors down, but in Pearland it's 64. We've got a mixture of either clear skies, there's some building cloud cover for this morning, but throughout the afternoon you are going to see mostly cloudy skies. That is going to bring down our high temperature just a little bit. So look for the mid 80s right around 2 o'clock. Some of us could pop into the upper 80s. It is mostly clear today. Tomorrow, though, beginning at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that's when the storm potential ramps up. Time frame to watch is going to be 1 to 6 for our Friday, and it's going to be really similar for our Saturday, too. You'll notice by Saturday, though, some of the shower activity is going to favor the east side of 45, and overnight showers into early Sunday, a possibility as well. So here's the breakdown of the rain potential over the next 5 days. It's only 20% for today. We ramp it up to 30 on Friday, 40 for Saturday, back down to 30 on Sunday, and then we're nice and dry on Monday. Now, this particular front is not going to cool down our temperatures, so I'll just taper expectations with that one. So where is fall? Well, we've got to wait just a little bit. This is mainly a rainmaker that's coming in this weekend. By next week, we get a slightly stronger front, and that will drag down some cooler air from Canada, and that is going to have impacts. So over the next 3 days, look for much of the same in terms of our high temperatures, upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. 88 is your high today, 89 tomorrow, and then we continue to warm it up to 90 for our Saturday. Long range outlook. So looking ahead over the next 10 days shows we continue to see the warm stretch, so even into the start of the coming week. But as that second front I just showed you approaches, that's when we'll be at average or maybe even slightly below average. You have that to look forward to. Hey friends, this time of year also help us out in a different department. It helps keep any tropical systems that develop at bay. It pushes them out towards the eastern seaboard, away from the U.S. and into the Atlantic. Luckily, we are not seeing any development in the tropics over the next 7 days, but if something does develop, we have those fronts as a nice little safety barrier to protect us here for this time of year. 7-day forecast as we build on up to it. So right now radar is nice and clear, but satellite, this is visible satellite imagery, so we'll get a better picture once the sun actually comes up, is starting to show cloud cover building, and the general flow, the air pattern is out of the Gulf now, which means, yeah, we're going to start seeing those temperatures climbing and the humidity making it feel even hotter. 62 degrees right now in Brenham, Galveston sitting at 77, IAH 64, a mixture of sun and clouds. That's what's in store for your Thursday, but I really think we hold off on the rain for today. Maybe an isolated shower here or there, but the rain chance only sits at 20%. That's the 20% chance. Tomorrow, though, I'm hiking up the rain chance to 40%. Check this out. Along the I-10 corridor, storms are going to start bubbling up in the afternoon. So that's a snapshot at 1:30. Carry your umbrella at least through 6 o'clock. So even through your dinner plans, maybe even some late night Friday plans could be impacted as well. Saturday afternoon, more shower activity, but the majority of this now pushing closer towards Louisiana. Bottom line, Jen, rain is back in the forecast, and the drought is going to love that. Yeah, the seasons are more of a formality here, I would say. So that theme park is definitely going to be put to good use. 64 degrees out the door this morning. No temperature change compared to this exact same time yesterday. Winds are calm for now, but they are going to start to move in out of the south. So the dew points are already climbing. We're in the low 60s. That's okay for now. It's right smack dab in the middle. Then as we start getting into the upper 60s to around 70, it's going to start getting more and more humid. Some drier spots this morning, College Station, Brenham. If you're in the 50s, you're in the sweet spot. 62 at Hoppy and Bush, 67 in Galveston. Look at this, though. By tomorrow morning, we're going to be in the low 70s, and that is that summertime humidity. So it's definitely going to start feeling a little bit more sticky, and we'll use that moisture in the air to wring out some rain chances. I think most of us today, though, are just going to see the the process happening. So the cloud cover building up overhead, and then the showers, I think for the most part, hold off for today. Mid to upper 80s for your high temperatures. The rain chance only at 20%, but then we double that for tomorrow. A 40% chance for some storms in the afternoon. I'll put in another 40% for Saturday, and then I've dropped the rain chances on Sunday. I think our likelihood of seeing an early morning shower is pretty slim. Look at today's rain chance, 20%. I think most of us are going to just see a sprinkle of anything. For tomorrow morning, first round of rain and then storms in the afternoon. So that's a snapshot at 1:30 to right around 6 o'clock is when I think you'll need your umbrella. Then you're just fine. For your Saturday morning, a few showers along the coastline, but I think inside Harris County you're okay. Notice in the afternoon, the models are really favoring the showers pushing east of 45. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these storms build in a little closer to us. I'm going to keep that 40% rain chance. And then Sunday morning, then things start to improve. All in all, though, the heaviest rain accumulation is going to be well off to our north and east. We're just going to see light rain, but we will take whatever we can get because, yep, we've got a big deficit for the month and an even bigger one for the year. We're coming up close to 11 inches below average, so we got to make up for lost rain. Our first front is not going to bring us much of a cool down. It's pretty weak. The next one, though, that's where we'll get our answer. Where's fall? We'll finally get a shot of some cooler temperatures that will take us out of the upper 80s to low 90s and eventually bring us to the low 80s. I'll take that. That sounds really, really comfortable. Until then, though, we do have to muscle through some rain chances. I know we don't love to see rain on the weekend, Jen, but I think it's been long enough where people actually like to see a little shift out there, don't you think?
Yeah.
Big changes that are coming, so mostly clear for now, but cloud cover will be building this afternoon. It's only a 20% chance that you see an actual shower today, but tomorrow, higher likelihood, a 40% chance, and we keep those rain chances on the higher end through the start of the weekend. Temperatures also on the higher end, upper 80s to low 90s, so no relief there just yet in case you were hoping for a fall feel. It's coming next week, though. Check this out. So a couple of isolated showers possible today, but I think most of the storms roll in tomorrow. That's a snapshot at 8:30 in the morning. By the afternoon, that's when we get some downpours in and around Harris County. I think you could put the umbrella away by 7 o'clock in the evening. You're going to need it again, though, for Saturday. Showers along the coastline in the morning, and then some of that activity moving inland. I think most of it, though, favoring the east side of 45. Okay, how much rain are we going to get, and when are we actually going to see a drop in temperatures? I'll answer those questions in the 7-day guide.
Turning from that clear blue to like clouds, right?
Yeah, a couple of clouds out there for today. Sunrise is going to be at 7:24. We're sitting at 65 degrees. Hey, humidity is not so bad just yet. It is in the mid 60s, which is higher than it was yesterday. Just wait until tomorrow, though. That south breeze kicks in and we are going to be downright muggy. It's kind of like how we were in the summertime. Our Thursday does feature cloud cover, more of it than sunshine. High temperatures because of that are going to be stunted just a little bit. So look for highs in the mid to some upper 80s. Then we're going to see some big changes. That humidity that's building right now is going to start to bring us some rain chances. It's only 20% for today, but 40%, that's a bit more considerable for our Friday and our Saturday, both days that I want to see you walk out the door with your umbrella. It's not going to be a ton of rain, so you're not going to, have a washout of a day. You're not going to be able to cancel your plans or anything like that, but you will have to be mindful of maybe a little bit of a slowdown. Look at the forecast rain totals. This is for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So not a lot. I mean, maybe 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch for most of us. Isolated spots could pick up a little bit more, but that's a snapshot of today. Cloudy, maybe a sprinkle here and there. Look at our Friday. We start off with some morning showers and then some storms potentially by the afternoon. So that's a snapshot at 2 o'clock. 2 through 6, I would say, is probably pretty busy on radar. You might have some slick roads to muscle through. And then for your Saturday, early morning showers along the coastline, and then most of the activity pushes east of 45. An isolated shower possible even into our Sunday. But this front is actually relatively weak for us. Most of the energy pushing to the north and east. The next front, that is when we get this question answered. Where's fall? That one is going to bring in some cool air from Canada. That's the source that actually works down the heat. Upper 80s to low 90s until then, so through the weekend into the start of the coming week. With that next front, we'll see a drop in temperatures. Fronts this time of year, they are our friends. Yep, we see a cool down. We also see suppressed tropical activity, or even tropical activity steered away from the continental U.S. So I'm not looking at anything in the Atlantic Basin for you, which is great. 7-day forecast looks like this. I'm doing great. I'm doing really good because we've got changes coming in the forecast, and I'm already starting to see them taking shape. By this afternoon, you're going to see quite a bit of cloud cover. Just know that the atmosphere is getting prepped for some incoming rain chances. Upper 80s, I think that's what we're going to max out for today. Notice humidity is going to be okay this afternoon. You'll notice it building. By tomorrow, it's going to be really humid. Those dew points getting into the 70s, and that moisture is going to bring us some higher rain chances. So it's just 20% for today. I think most of us are actually dry. For tomorrow into Saturday, a 40% chance you are going to need the umbrella in the afternoon and potentially even into the early evening hours. It's not going to be a lot of rain, so you don't have to worry about street flooding or anything like that. It's just going to be some passing showers, and we need any rain we can get. Honestly, I do wish those rainfall totals would be a little bit higher so we could put a dent in the drought monitor, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. We'll take it.
That's right. We'll